Colorado Avalanche are 22, 23, and 11, so they got 22 wins, 23 losses, and 11 losses in overtime. By far the worst out of any team in the league.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Recently, I think they've lost 3 games in the last 4 in overtime. One was at
Oof.
Washington, the other at New York, and the other at Boston. And then last night they lost to Toronto 5-2.
The shame about the Boston one is it's only 2-1. They could have took it.
Yeah, I believe Brad Marchand scored the game winner with about a minute left in overtime. It's been a tough stretch for the Avs. They've lost their last 8 games. Their last win was in Los Angeles.
That was back in January. Oof.
Yeah. The good news for the Avalanche, though, is last year they traded Matt Duchene for an Ottawa Senators draft pick, who currently are the worst team in the NHL with 47 points. What do you think about that, Nikolai?
That's that they're getting lucky on that one. They're
Think it was a good investment?
oh, for the long term, more than
Yeah.
likely.
Yep. So right now, if the Ottawa Senators draft pick were to transfer in the lottery, which means they have about an 18% chance for the Ottawa Senators to get the number one draft pick. The number one draft choice is likely to be Jack Hughes, who is an American born player. He's the number one prospect, and that would be pretty exciting for the Avs.
Not only that, but Jack Hughes himself.
This year, the Colorado Avalanche, they've actually had one of the best first lines in the game. They have Nathan MacKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog, and Mikko Rantanen, who have combined for one of the, I think they're the second highest point totals of any 3 players for a first
Wow,
line in the NHL.
it's
But
impressive.
the rest of their team just hasn't really been getting
So
the job done.
so talking about Nathan McKinnon real quick. Um, I found an article on the Toronto Star. It's a publication, and I want to read you a little. That was just the first sentence, and I want to get your kind of feedback on it, and I'll see what you think about it. Um, is that cool?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. So it starts off with you could certainly start to wonder if the talents of this young Canadian hockey star are being wasted with a franchise seemingly stuck in a cycle of seemingly endless mediocrity. That's just the first sentence. How do you feel about that? Do you agree? You think he could do?
I mean, it's definitely a harsh statement when it comes to an opinion on the Avalanche. The Avalanche certainly have
Hmm.
struggled since probably around 2005-ish when Joe Sakic retired. They've been in and out of the playoffs over and over, never really making it past the first round. I think they made it past once, but then they ended up losing in the conference semifinals anyway, so no one cares. And they've certainly struggled like developing a dominant team. They have a very excellent first line. Uh, they have a good prospect in Nikita Zadorov, who's a very tall defenseman, and they've got Eric Johnson. He's an assistant captain, another defender. They've got Tyson Barrie, who's a very offensive-minded defender. But the team's been struggling to find ways to get the job done.